Now let's go to Ghana, where the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation is set to present the Ghana Innovation and Startup Bill to Parliament. Let's talk about the expectations around this with Ethel Cofie is the Chief Executive Officer of Ethel Technology Consulting and a Digital Transformation Advisor, joins us from Accra, Ghana. So this bill, tell us about the expectations from it in Ghana at this time.
The startup bill, I know Nigeria startup bill has been happened in 2022. So the startup bill in Ghana has been about 4 years in the making. There's been a wide stakeholder engagement. But what has happened is, as you know, we've also had a government transition. And so that has slowed down the transition a little bit because we have been waiting for the new Minister of Communications to be appointed. And then from there has been engagement. We have many expectations of the startup bill. As it is now, we're looking at one of the big things is access to finance. So one of the proposals in the policy is the establishment of the Ghana Innovation and Startup Fund that will support startups. The other one is putting into law an agency within government that is supposed to support startups. And then, of course, we have simplified regulations. Actually, Ghana has done really well in simplifying government regulations, but I think the work needs to be done to go a little further into ensure startups can register businesses easy, tax and that sort of thing. Then the big thing for us now is tax incentives and conversations around tax. As you all know, the Ghana Revenue Authority has worked and pushed the non-resident giant tech companies like Amazon to tax them, right? So, and that's essentially is not a bad thing. Taxing non-resident companies that are making money out of Ghana is not a bad thing. The unintended consequence of that is a 21% tax that's being passed on to tech startups and startups that use cloud services. And so hopefully the bill will also have elements to support and help startups in occasions like this. The other big thing is intellectual property support. As you know, Africa is where intellectual property goes to die. And so there's a lot of work around ensuring that they can both register IP, but that we can also enforce IP. Then, of course, there are conversations around capacity support and how government can support startups.
Yeah, so, that's a lot of expectation. And, that's a norm. But we've also noticed that getting the law or bill through the legislature is one thing, but actually getting it to work and to be impactful is another. So that's why I would like to ask this question. How involved are those who be affected by this law eventually? How involved are they in this process so that we can know that they're part of it and they can actually implement it at the end of it?
So I think the team that's working on the startup bill has done an amazing job. So there's been national, regional, and district level stakeholder engagement. Almost everyone that needs to be part of the discussion has been in the room to have the discussion and to have input. But even going forward, because of course we've transitioned government and we have a new minister, he has also asked that we do more stakeholder engagement. And so we have a timeline, we have a tentative timeline of July for the startup bill to go live. But between now and July, a lot more stakeholder engagement work is going to happen. And so one of the things I think that it's going to be, this Ghana startup bill that's one of our biggest advantages across the continent, is the amount of stakeholder engagement that will be involved, that has been involved, that will be involved as we take it to Parliament.
It's good to hear you sound very, optimistic about all of this. But fintechs are taking over the world, starting from Africa. What's their place in this?
Fintechs, the ministry, as per our engagement with the Ministry of Communications, Technology and Digital, there is a great focus on the fintech industry. So there's a lot of expectation on ensuring that fintechs will get the support that they need. So there's also a conversation about a fintech fund. So in the manifesto of the current government, there is a 50 million fintech innovation fund that is supposed to support fintechs. And so that's one there. There's also the regulation conversation, because with fintechs, it's regulation, and so that they will be able to work effectively.
All right, Ethel, thank you so much for that. We hope to follow that story, see when it actually becomes law and what changes it will bring. Ethel Cofie is the Chief Executive Officer of Ethel Technology Consulting, as well as a digital transformation advisor in Ghana. Thank you.